Let's take a closer look at the production version of the Aston Martin Valhalla. First of all, 10 years ago, Aston Martin, the brand that produces V8 Vantage and DB9s, decided to develop a mid-engine sports car together with Red Bull Racing, the Aston Martin Valkyrie. If you want to know more about the Valkyrie, its history and political background, check out my video series about this project. After all the ups and downs of the project, it's a huge achievement that they finally brought the car on the road, and it raised the bar for road-legal sports cars by a huge margin. But the problem is, it's too extreme. If you want to have such a car, you spend a lot of money on it, and if you did, you want to have a nice time with it. But the Valkyrie is so extreme that it's hard to convince your wife. The cabin is super tight, getting in and out is a nightmare with the tight tub and the tiny doors, and imagine explaining that to your wife in heels and a dress. Furthermore, the car is so stiff and loud that you can only talk to each other via headphones, which ruins your partner's hair. On the other side of the car, the driver is never able to get to the limit of the car on public roads, and most of the Valkyrie's drivers also not on the racetrack. So it's a very special car for a few special drivers, and it's great that it exists. But Aston Martin decided to take what they learned from the Valkyrie and turn it into a much more usable sports car, and that is the Valhalla. It's still a mid-engined car, but with a new tub with a lot more space and super low sides for easy entry. They kept the high pedal box position for more floor performance, but have proper seats now. Instead of the special high-revving V12, they use a more conventional 4-liter flat-plane V8 biturbo engine with hot V, and it remains to be seen if it's a structural part of the car or if they use a separate frame around it. Most probably they use a separate frame and adjustable engine bushings instead of bolting the block directly to the tub like the Valkyrie. They then combined it with a dual-clutch gearbox with an integrated electric motor. And also at the front axle are two electric motors for a pure electric front-wheel drive and for torque vectoring. And also in terms of aerodynamics, they could detune the Valkyrie concept for a more usable sports car, which still delivers amazing performance. The diffuser tunnels are a lot smaller than on the Valkyrie, and at the front wing is missing. Instead, the Valhalla has active flaps behind the grille to balance downforce according to the rear wing's position. In contrast to the Valkyrie, it also has front radiators with an outlet just before the windscreen, and we can see the pushrod springs through the little opening, which will be a pain to clean. It also has two windscreen wipers now, and the low-energy cooling air is diverted to the sides to keep the center clean for the huge roof scoop. This roof scoop delivers air for engine intake, air-to-air intercoolers, that's why we don't see huge side inlets like other turbo cars, and some airflow through the engine bay. Outlets behind the front axle allow a good extraction from the front and hence more front downforce. But this area is very different from the Valkyrie. It has lower side inlets, which is usually not a good position because you just get the front rear wake here, but in case of the Valhalla, there should be a scarf of clean air from the front diffuser flow along the sides. Also, the interior is a lot nicer now with pretty air vents and a nice dashboard in forged carbon. The rear end reminds us a lot of the AMG 1 and has upper and lower exhaust pipes like a Veyron. And no, this is not a blown diffuser. The integration of the rear wing is very elegant, and it has a second element in the middle and a gurney flap. The actuators look a lot like the McLaren P1s, which makes sense because the Valhalla offers the same downforce. The reflectors are hidden underneath the wing, and the third brake light is integrated in the rear wing's underside. This position solves a lot of problems, but the underside of the wing produces most of the downforce, and you don't want any disruption here. So on a Valkyrie, this would have never been positioned here, but the Valhalla is the civil brother. The Valkyrie, by the way, has the world's smallest third brake light. The Valhalla has a dry weight of 1,655 kg, which is 300 kg heavier than the Valkyrie, and it produces 600 kg of downforce at 250 km per hour. That is the maximum downforce number, and until its top speed of 350 km per hour, it keeps the 600 kg by bleeding downforce to not overload the tires. That allows Aston Martin to use relatively normal tires. And let's have a look at where the Valhalla sits with this downforce number. To be able to compare all different cars with each other, and because manufacturers state downforce at different speeds, we recalculated downforce numbers for 250 km per hour, which you can do with this formula. So the Valhalla offers less than half the downforce of the Valkyrie, but the same as a P1. Just for fun, let's write down the actual prices of these cars. And now let's calculate the price per downforce. And you can clearly see that the Valhalla is by far the best offer, with around half the price for aero performance compared to F80 and W1. Because this could be it, the new Trinity, since Porsche is missing out on this round. Interesting is also another comparison. Can you think of another sports car with 4-liter V8 biturbo with 800 horsepower, 3 electric motors, similar performance and weight? Yes, the Lamborghini Temerario. Both have very similar drivetrains, similar performance, but a very different price tag. Of course, the aerodynamic performance is a lot higher on the Aston Martin, but it shows how weirdly cars are positioned now. The baby Lambo is full of higher class tech and now comparable to a Valhalla, which in return can be compared to the top models because it's not far off. Just the price tags are artificially higher. So, how do you like the new Aston Martin Valhalla? Does it make the Valkyrie concept more usable, or is it a development in the wrong direction? Let me know in the comments below and check out my other videos for more.